Question: I am seriously depressed right now, but somehow I felt the need to run my third experiment today. I am not sure what to ask, though, so I want to do things different this time. I'll just let you run with it, and I'll run along with whatever happens. Answer: you are not the only one in this situation. You'd be surprised to see how many more in your planet can feel exactly what you are feeling right now. You may attribute your symptoms to very specific reasons you may want to be aware of. But there are many things going around in the world, and that feeling of desolation you have is not isolated. Just know you're not the only one feeling today the way you do. Question: what happens with change? I hear about change here and change there, but I don't see anything changing at all. Nothing changes ever. Answer: on the contrary, everything is changing, and too much. That's why you're overwhelmed right now, because too many things are changing, and you can feel them, but you're not aware of them. That's one of the causes of your depression, to feel, but being unable to see. The changes going around in the planet at this moment escape your physical eyes. It's happening on different levels of reality perceptions, and they are tremendous changes. Question: please give me any predictions for the future. Anything. I really don't care what it is. I just want to know I am not insane, that all of this is not just my imagination. I don't care how many failed predictions you may give me, just give me something that, if accurate, can change the state of the world. Answer: your desperation is really not a good help for anyone who may be accessing this information. Regardless, it has been my own decision, ever since I decided to establish contact with you, to answer whatever you sent my way. As far as predictions, be aware that whatever I may tell you, is not a prediction, because everything happens and does not happen everywhere. Understand: you don't understand everything. Everything can be changed. There is no future, there is no past. You live in a constant and ever-changing present that is happening in different timelines all at once. Past, present and future are all occurring in the same frame of existence. Everything is, everything happens, everything exists. But I know these are not answers you may need. I can access a bunch of timelines and tell you what I can observe there, but that won't even be what you want to hear. But I can even tell you about the destruction of your solar system. How much do you really want to know? Question: I really don't care. Tell me about the destruction of the solar system. When is this going to happen? Answer: very interesting. We didn't think you would go for this question, but if you request to have the knowledge, we won't block you from it. The time frame is a little blurred. It just depends on where you will be in this. You have to understand, the solar system being destroyed is merely one time frame. There are virtually countless timelines where the solar system even flourishes into something bigger. But, you requested to know about the destruction of it. It happens not that far in the future. And it's absolutely caused by mere intention. It's not a natural occurrence. Your sun is destroyed, and with it, all life in its surrounding comes to an end as well. The core of the sun got overstimulated by artificial means, which accelerated its own decaying process. All planets in its vicinity got scorched by the excess heat generated by it, and once all its energy was exhausted, the lack of a direct energy source depleted the usefulness of all areas around it. As to when this timeline may occur, not even 5,000 years might be needed to make it happen. Question: okay, I see how non-useful that may be for the current time. Can you give me a prediction of something relevant for 2009, then? Answer: I cannot give you anything that would not endanger your life if I told you about it. Imagine that you would have been able to upload a video on YouTube before 9/11 happened. Could you envision having been able to even keep your own life after that? That's why no channeler of any kind came out with any information before that event happened. Nobody wanted to be burnt in the cross because of any false connections to it. Question: then, give me anything about 2009 which would not put my life in danger. Answer: you are finally going to start getting rid of your dependency on oil. The process will not be too smooth, though, but it will be the main step given towards a series of changes that are going to skyrocket after that. Question: when in 2009 is this going to happen? How will it happen? Answer: it will actually be part of a one-world government plan. They will present the solution as the definite answer to all world's problems. They will unload all the alternative energy sources they have been suppressing for years, and they will state that, working as a global unity, solutions like that and more can be accomplished. Since the death of the oil dependency will indeed start a positive change around the planet, Most of your world inhabitants will welcome a one-world government initiative with open arms. As to when, this may happen sometime around the middle of the year. Question: I did not see that coming. Then, getting rid of oil, is that an actual trap to fall into the New World Order plans? Answer: you need to stop thinking about the New World Order. The world is going to change, that is much granted, but it won't be by your current idea of the New World Order, and it won't be good or bad. We told you before to stop thinking in that terminology. What is good or bad for the planet has no relevance to us. The only key word here is evolution. We work to make this planet evolve. What evolves with the planet is something we can work with. What does not evolve with the planet, and becomes a burden for evolution, we get rid of. If you applied your normal evil versus good concepts to us, then probably we would never be who you would expect us to be. For that matter, most people involved in the New Age movement in the 2012 Ascension path have gotten it absolutely wrong. Question: I am more confused than before. It may be me this time who cuts this communication short. Why do you keep saying we, and what is wrong with the New Age movement in the 2012 people? Answer: I am still the same being you have contacted before, but I am joined by more of us this time, as things have changed, and you happen to contact me at a time I am in contact with someone else. Stop thinking of me as a god or anything of the sort. I am someone just like you. I am looking for my own answers, only that at a different level than you are. That is all. The main problem with people looking forward to Ascension is that they don't even understand what Ascension really is. Yet they are pursuing it so much, and wishing for it so badly, and you are one of those too. The only thing I want to say to you, on a personal level, is that, if you knew what Ascension really is, you might not even want to be a part of it. But, on the same note, I can say that there is not much of an option. Ascension is going to happen no matter what. The only thing people should really worry about it is where they are going to be when it happens, and by where, I mean, where in their evolution process they will be. Question: the last thing I will ask for now, as I do feel a darkening in my feelings already. What is evolution? What is Ascension? Answer: both terms you are referring to are the same. Is only that Ascension is the cusp of evolution, but evolution never ends, and that is the fun part of it. If you allow me to use that word in this communication, your whole civilization has been duped and deceived for generations into thinking of concepts like light and darkness, good and evil, day and night, etc., as if those concepts were separate, and opposites. The big deception is they are all the same. Light and darkness are the same thing. They are one, sure enough. They are different aspects of one with all capital letters, but there is no separation, and Ascension is pretty much utter destruction and reconstruction. We already mentioned to you about the repopulation plans for this planet. That is not even Ascension. That is only one aspect of it. Ascension is not what most people think it is. It's not this nirvana moment many are expecting to happen. That's another delusion and disappointment for all the New Age people. Many of them are getting lost in a false sense of spirituality, trying to get away from the world and its mundane occurrences, when Ascension is all about the world and its mundanities. Ascension is the world, and everything in it. The farther away you get from the world, the farther away you get from Ascension. You are Ascension. If you get away from yourself, you get away from everything else. Be wise on your own truth.